Welcome to OSRS Mobile episode 14. Here we are continuing the epic challenge of maxing an old school RuneScape account. That is what this channel and series is dedicated to. If you are tuning in for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. I truly appreciate the support. And this series, as I mentioned before, is dedicated to maxing an entire account in OSRS exclusively from a mobile device. So that's right, every single level, every single boss, and every single clue scroll is all happening exclusively for mobile. And to kick things off, I decided to switch things up this episode by focusing on Slayer and some bossing. I think I might actually tackle TOA, Tombs of a Masked, the raid for the first time ever since I completed Theater of Blood and Chambers of Xeric while doing the achievement diary. And to achieve the quest cave, I am now looking to tackle the final raid. I'm super excited and nervous at the same time, but we have a lot stored in this episode with Slayer first and foremost. I am on a Skeletal Wyvern task, so just want to get some money back into my account, considering I've spent so much on Herblore, Construction, Prayer, all those viable skills, getting them close to 99. And I wanted to go ahead and take a break, switch things up, and have a little bit more fun this episode and get back into PvMing, because that's what this game is all about, is some high-end level content. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this task, see what I can get out of it. If anything special to note, I will definitely let you guys know. But if not, we're going to go ahead and wrap up my 496th task, and we are only 3 away from a massive point boost for Slayer. So I could definitely use the points. Ever since that Slayer summer sweep update, I put a lot of points into the block list for both Konar and for Kuradel. So I will see you guys with my next task. Right, wrapped up the Skeletal Wyvern task. Nothing too big to note, but I am finally making some GP back into my bank. So let's see what we can get for task 497, Smoke Devils. Okay, I went ahead and unblocked them and moved around my block list. So I am actually pretty excited to give this a shot. I don't know if I'm going to do Thermi or if I'm actually going to do regular Smoke Devils, but I think I'm going to give the regular ones a shot because I believe that you can actually use a cannon for them. So let's see if I can't get this set up and see you guys in a sec. Right, we are almost done with this task. I'm about 150 KC or so in, and I finally got the hang of things here with this magic setup and running back and forth to get them into kind of this ice barrage block. So I finally found something that works for me. It took a few minutes to get the hang of it, but this is going to be a very quick task going forward. And as you can tell by my inventory, it is very much profitable, and I am happy about that. I think next time I'm going to come down here with some high alch runes so that I can go ahead and free up some inventory space because I'm leaving a lot of loot on the ground. But at the end of the day, money is money, and I am happy for any task that is bringing me profit. As you can see here, this is kind of the setup that I've been using to get them kind of bundled up in one area running around this corner. I marked these tiles just for me to get used to this area. So if anyone knows a better way to get them bunched up and ready for ice barrage, let me know. I know this isn't probably the best way to do it. There might be a video out there separately for this task in particular, but this is what works for me. And so far, I think it's only been about 25 minutes or so. I think a 30-minute task is pretty great considering the XP that I'm getting as well as the profit. So as soon as I'm done with this task, or if I get an occult necklace, I will go ahead and let you all know. So until then, I'll see you in a moment. Are only 2 more tasks until I get 500. Let's see what we can get next. Hopefully a bossing task. And there it is, Dagonoth Kings. I am not going to be able to get this task done at the moment. I'm going to have to AFK real quick on some skilling, but I am going to tackle this very, very soon. I am super stoked about Dagonoth Kings. For anyone that has been watching my channel so far, this is my favorite content in the game. Extremely profitable since I have the Elite Diary done. For that, let's jump into some woodcutting. And here we are in the Woodcutting Guild, AFK woodcutting away since I did not have the time to do my Dagonoth King task, but I am just about to switch up my gear because I just hit 97 woodcutting, putting me at 2217 total level. We are very, very close from getting 99 woodcutting. That is going to be another skill cape in the arsenal very soon. And when I say very soon, it's going to take a long time because these levels are very slow. But let's jump into a Dagonoth King task. I'm going to go ahead and get my gear switched up. And here we are doing the greatest task in the game. Unfortunately, I still am waiting to get the Archer Ring. That is the last of the 3 rings that I need, as well as I think the Mud Staff and the Seer Coal. I don't know if I achieved those on my last task or not, but I am hoping for a ring this task. Any of the 3 I will be happy with because profit is profit. And I actually had to do a hard reset on my game, so I lost all of my tile markers due to last episode's prayer shenanigans. For anyone that was watching episode 13, my last video that I uploaded, while I was doing prayer in Varlamore, I was lagging very badly, and I thought it was going to go ahead and fix itself over time. I didn't know if it was going to be a server issue, but it continued in all aspects of the game, and it's very dangerous for anybody to be bossing or doing any PVM content while you're lagging. For those that know, you know, and it just makes the game that much more difficult to play. So I decided to go ahead and delete the app, and get rid of all of the data associated with it. So when I re-downloaded, of course, I still had my account, but unfortunately, all of my tile markers in the entire game that I laid down are gone. It's just an unfortunate byproduct, especially when you're on mobile, due to no plugins being available for tile markers. So when I came down here earlier, I had to reset a couple of times because I forgot where the tiles were in my safe spots for Rex, for Prime, Supreme. So it made it a little bit more tricky, but now I got everything set up here. I got my solo tribrid going on pretty well. Let's see if we can't get a Berserker ring from Dagonoth Rex. Please bless us while we're recording here. I'm not recording 24/7 just due to it being on mobile. Screen recording makes it a little bit tricky sometimes by lagging in game, but let's see what we get on this drop. And more bones, I'll take it. Profit is profit. I'll see you guys with a big drop or the next task, whichever one comes first. Task 499 down. This is going to be the 500th task I have. Let's see if we can get something good. Neck reel. I think I might complete this and switch it back up to my stored Tormented Demon task just to go ahead and shoot for the Tormented Synapse. I think I'm closing in close on 500 KC, so right on drop rate for the Synapse and the Burning Claws. But I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this neck reel task, get my point boost, and then switch over to neck reels shortly. I'm going to debate on doing that now or later. We'll see what I'm feeling, and I will see you guys in a second. All right, I took a break after getting my 500th task completed, which was the neck reel task, getting me a big point boost. But right now I am doing some Veil Totems. It's been a little over an hour in, and there we go with 95 fletching and the ability to make dragon darts. That puts us at 2218 total level, which is fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this run, see what we can get through this rummage offering. I am only one collection log away from green logging the Veil Totems. I think it's the Green Man Mask. So there's a 1 in 500 chance, I believe, of getting it through rummaging. So let's see if we can't get it through this. And if not, I might be able to sell an extra fletching knife or ball string wool for additional points at the NPC who sells these items. So let's see if we can't rummage through, get some extra loot back, since this is kind of a costly method. And we are getting a lot of bird nests, which is great, so some good profit. I'm going to see if I can't get something good. If not, I will see you guys with the points to get my Green Man Mask and Green Log. And there we are with an additional fletching knife from my rummage offerings, and there we are with enough points to get the Green Man Mask. That is going to be an additional collection log, and if I'm not mistaken, that is going to be our 4 out of 4 for Veil Totems, giving us the final collection log slot for this minigame. And this minigame, being very good XP an hour, is also not as profitable as you think. So I think I'm going to go back to doing bows for 99 fletching, but I'm still super excited. Another collection log, and this is a cool little kabuki mask looking fashion scape. I think I'll go ahead and keep that in the bank. So I'll see you guys with my next app. Here we are on my 501st Slayer task. I went ahead and unstored the Tormented Demons from my bank at Kuradel. I am slowly chipping away at this task just because of how long it takes, and it is very tap intensive, or click intensive, if you will, considering I'm on mobile, but I wanted to go ahead and just take out a few more of these since this is going to be my 500th KC, putting me on drop rate for the Tormented Synapse and the Burning Claw. So fingers crossed this KC gives us something big and gives us a big boost to our bank in terms of value. Again, I am really broke at the moment, so let's see if we can't get something special on this KC. And hold your breath. All right. Well, I'll take Soul Runes any day of the week. Now, let's go to TOA. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, my first time in Tombs of Amascut solo entry mode. I have no idea what to expect. I've never stepped foot in this temple outside of the quest line for, I believe it was Beneath Cursed Sand over a year ago at this time. And there it is, an unlocked music track and this cool design and temple. This is really neat. I see a bunch of my clanmates getting completions here, so I thought I'd give it a try. I'm assuming that room straight ahead is a boss room, and these are 4 mini bosses. These are Krondis Path, Passive Sacrifice, all these Afghaman. I cannot even say these words, but I'm assuming we fight 4 of these rooms. I think I might look at a guide just to get an idea of what room I should start with. I have no clue what to do, as you can tell by my inventory, but let's jump in and give this a shot. Here we are in the middle of a fight with this giant alligator, Zabak, whatever you want to call him. This is a Galvic Dragon Slayer 2 mixed with a bunch of other bosses. I don't even know what's going on right now, but I have a general understanding of getting away from tidal waves and switching from range and magic overhead prayers. And this guy is extremely tanky, and this poison is just the worst. I need to get out of this. Oh my goodness. I am attempting this, and I'm hoping I do not die on the first room inside this raid, but I am trying to get out of this roar attack here. I think it's going to happen. Yep, there we are. And this is a very tanky boss considering I'm on entry level. I am using Dragon Bolts here. This is just difficult. I'm using prayers, everything I got to take this guy down, but wow, what a fun boss for the first time in TOA. Hopefully I can get him down before the next waves here. I think he's going to do some other special attack, but I need these bolts to do some more damage before I am sent to my death. And there it is. First room down, first attempt. Super, super fun. TOA, I am loving it so far. And let's see if I continue the excitement into the second room. All right, I am learning very quickly that I am in over my head on the second room. I have no clue what's going on. I am not watching a guide for this, and it looks like I am boxed in with some dung or some dirt and mud and avalanche. I am running low on hit points, and I'm doing everything I can to stay alive. I don't know how to damage this bug over here, and I'm pretty sure I did this wrong considering I am boxed in. There's swarms all over the place, and this is a mess. So let's see if I can't reset. Somehow made it through the Kefri fight, and here I am on the third boss here, Akka. I am just trying to push through what is going on here. There was a puzzle room with some monkey apes that were painful, but I was able to get through that, and I am on the third and final boss before the final phase. Or final phases. I've looked ahead a little bit at the final boss fight, and it looks like the Warden has kind of like this 4-phase boss fight coming up, which looks really interesting, and this room has been really fun as well. I mean, so far, Zabak has been great, and this is a really great room. I think the mechanics are really fun, kind of dodging out of the way. This clockwork rotation is just really neat. It's been a really fun time so far, and there it is. One attempt on Akka. Took about 3 attempts on Kefri, but we are pushing along, so let's get to the final boss. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am very heartbroken as I got to the second phase of the final boss, and my app crashed, and when I loaded back into RuneScape, I was sent outside of the raid. So My spirits are down, but I am not done with ever going back to TOA. I'm going to try it again, but this is the reason to stick to skilling until I am maxed. That is a sign for me, but I am going to go ahead and just move forward with fishing and jump back into the PVM content at a later time. It was a really great experience, even though there was a sour ending, but please like, comment, and subscribe to continue watching my journey to maxing. That was a real fun journey today. I'm going to keep the positive attitude going forward, but it brings us to the end of yet another mobile maxing adventure here on OSRS Mobile for the time being. And for anyone else that experienced a lag or crash in the raid, I understand and feel your pain, but until next time, peace.